Welcome to the 7th Annual Local Heroes Awards hosted by Daily Dispatch. I'm Jerry Elston. I'm overjoyed to be with you today as we reveal the top 12 local heroes for 2021 in the 7th Annual Local Heroes Awards. This is a proud initiative by Daily Dispatch made possible by Johnson & Johnson. In February of each year, Daily Dispatch asks you, the community of the Eastern Cape, to nominate people in your neighborhood, in your community, who selflessly devote and volunteer their time and their resources to help people in need. Daily Dispatch published over 40 stories in 2021. Can you believe that? And now we're going to reveal the stories of 12 finalists selected by the Local Heroes judges. We'll also reveal the 2021 Johnson & Johnson Frontline Hero. It's an award for people being recognized for working tirelessly on the front lines during the COVID-19 pandemic in the health and safety sectors. Those who have gone over and beyond the call of duty to serve their communities. The Local Heroes Awards is only possible due to the time, the skill, the resources and the unwavering commitment from Daily Dispatch and all their stakeholders, including their readers who serve as their eyes and their ears on the ground. But we'd also like to extend a very special thank you to the judges and the sponsors. These are judges who spend hours reading numerous inspiring stories and deliberating and finally selecting only 12. This is exciting. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, including Johnson & Johnson, the naming rights sponsor, SPAR, the majority prize sponsor, Vincent Park, Vodacom for You, and Boston City Campus and Business College. Daily Dispatch is proud to be associated with your esteemed brands. Now, without further ado, let's introduce our first local hero for 2021. Our first local hero is Atenkosi Nguku, a Walter Sisulu University Business Administration student. Atenkosi used an abandoned trailer and turned it into a mobile shower unit to bring dignity to homeless people in East London. Through the MPO Humanity and Care, they offer the homeless shower, food, and essentials such as clothing. Here's his story.
There was a friend of mine who went homeless due to the circumstances of life. And then he used to come to my house and say, Ati, when my parents are not there, and say, Ati, please, can I get a shower? And that was very touching. So I told myself that one day I would love to provide showers for the homeless people. I've provided showers to hundreds and hundreds of homeless people in East London. They queue up, homeless people queue up, and our showers are divided into 3. So we have 3 showers. So somebody gets in the shower and take a shower with toiletries provided. And then after the showers, he goes and take clothes so that he might look much cleaner. We give them food as well and blankets. What motivates me, it's love and change. We want to see them change because homeless people are abundant. So we want to see them change, we want to see them getting jobs, we want to see them having second chance in life, we want to see them being positive in life. Our vision and goals, we want to expand in the next 5 years so that we can reach almost every corner or street in South Africa. I've learned through this initiative that you can find the most genuine person in the streets, you can find the most brilliant person on the street, but it's just that they went through circumstances that led them to be homeless.
For the first time in my life, I've never came across such a big project like this here that helps people who haven't got nothing, people who have less fortunes than other people. This actually creates more mind setting actually to think what the people is doing for you and your community.
The most uplifting thing about this initiative is when a person comes and cries after taking a shower and smile and say, please be here next week. Or somebody asks, when are you coming again, guys? It is a great pleasure for our organization to be part of this wonderful occasion. It's a privilege and an honor for Dignity on Wheels Mobile Shower to receive this precious award. Sending a big thank you to Daily Dispatch and Vincent Park for the prize money, it will make a huge or a lot of difference, and it will change lives. Humanity and Care aims to empower and uplift the needy and the homeless so that they can be productive and be accepted by public and have equal opportunities just like everyone. Which we urge everybody to donate and change lives. May God bless you all. Thank you.
Hi everyone, we're here today to appreciate the work that you are doing at Nkosi. The work that you've done has not gone unnoticed, and the work that you do, taking care of the homeless, those on the streets, to give people back their dignity, certainly cannot go unrecognized. You give them dignity, you give them reason to live and to go on, and you give people hope. And continue with this sterling work. This is work that is done and often not recognized enough, and we want to recognize you today. So thank you, Ate Nkosi. We appreciate what you do.
Congratulations, Ate Nkosi. Ate Nkosi now receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Vincent Park. Now let's move on to our next hero, Elizabeth Lightfoot. Now, Elizabeth established the KidLinks Small Farm Incubator in 2004 to equip aspiring farmers with the knowledge, the resources, and the techniques they might need to start regenerative, organic, and climate-smart agri-food businesses. That sounds very, very smart. The project aims to address youth unemployment, food security, and climate change in the Eastern Cape. Here's her phenomenal story.
This is a 23-hectare demonstration farm to demonstrate a regenerative agriculture on small plots. We're trying to show farmers, aspiring farmers, that you can make a livelihood on small plots. Well, in 2017, I was living in the United States, and I came out here with a group of students, with a professor from the University of Wisconsin, and we hooked up with some of the people here on the farm. And this concept was the brainchild of all of us together. We've been employing local residents. We have a couple of full-time permanent residents who are from the community who are helping us with this project. And we've been donating food to the local communities, especially during COVID, the food that we grow here on the farm. And our ultimate goal is to train the local residents how to farm for themselves and how to have their own home gardens and community gardens, really to alleviate food insecurity. Our goal is to show young aspiring farmers that you really can make a livelihood on small plots. In addition, we're concerned about climate change. Drought has become a real problem in this area, and along with drought we get soil degradation. So regenerative farming teaches farmers how to maintain and build your soil, which is one of our most important resources and is also a great carbon sequesterer when covered in vegetation. Well, I think if you look at the broader impact and all the people that we've donated food to, we've probably impacted maybe 120 people.
Now I feel great and I'm feeling happy because this project, she gave me energy, like she support the villages, she support the people who's got no work and who's got no food.
The vision for the project is that it's pretty much self-sustaining. We will likely need some small grants from time to time for capital investments like tools and equipment, but in terms of the actual day-to-day running costs, our goal is to have the farm sustain itself. On behalf of everybody at KSFI, I'm honored to receive this award. This represents real acknowledgement of the incredible hard work, tenacity, and dedication of all who've contributed to our project. I would also like to thank SPAR, the Daily Dispatch, and Johnson & Johnson for supporting small grassroots organizations like us. Lastly, I would like to thank the fellow heroes for the amazing work they're all doing in our community. While all around us we see issues of concern, these leaders are steadfastly plowing through their challenges every day to make a difference in people's lives. I'm truly honored to be part of this group. Thank you, and a special thanks to SPA for believing in us. We are so very grateful.
Give a man a fish and he'll be hungry again tomorrow. Teach a man to fish and he'll be richer all his life. The work that Lisa and the organisation does speaks exactly to this. A far more sustainable way of looking towards solving the problems of poverty in our country. And hopefully SPA can maybe assist in Lisa's goal of developing a scalable model that we can replicate in other areas in the Eastern Cape.
Due to our proud sponsor, SPA, Elizabeth Lightfoot now receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize. Congratulations to you. Let's meet our next local hero. Please welcome Brian Francis. Brian Francis started his NPO Clean Slate in 2017 to help ex-offenders whose families and society have rejected. Now, he helps them reintegrate into society through counseling and skills development to break that cycle of crime. Let's listen to his story.
Clean Slate was conceived in 2017 whilst I was still living in the UK, and I believe I heard the voice of God calling me back to South Africa, East London. Well, as an organization or a ministry, Clean Slate's primary focus is the smooth transitioning and reintegration of ex-offenders back into society. But then we also have a secondary focus of crime prevention, which holistically works with the wider society. That's now from children at primary school level, secondary school level, and then the drug addict, and then the alcoholic, and then the single mother. And the idea really is to empower society not to be reliant on government handouts, but to really get to a place of just really working for themselves. But through partnerships, we've got probably about 45 ex-offenders that we've helped, as I said, through partnership with other organizations. And the idea really is to get people involved in as many projects possible, which will empower them to become better versions of themselves.
To what I noticed too, Brian and Clean Slate, they didn't judge anyone. They know about everyone. It's coming from God, and he can change his life, and was helping me encourage us to do other things, like we have farming, me and my husband now, and he was helping me, just welcoming us and just encourage us about you can.
The reward for me is like when you see people that are being released from prison and feel hopeless, they believe they are hopeless, and once we start journeying with them, they start to see that, hey, there is light at the end of the tunnel. What drives me to keep going is, I believe, my firm faith in God, that really is focused on helping marginalized groups of people. I mean, I could have easily said no to the call and just sit comfortable in the UK as long as me and mine are okay. But I believe from a Christian perspective, if I profess to be a Bible-believing Christian, then I need to do what I believe God would want me to do. Yeah, okay, tonight I just want to say thank you very much to the Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson for hosting this Local Heroes event annually. And it is a real honor to be acknowledged, not that we're doing it for acknowledgement, but it is an honor to know that there are people out there that acknowledge the work that we do. And for me, I'm really honored to be standing here tonight. We firmly believe as an organization that it is important for us to really work together, different organizations, businesses, the corporate world together, because that is really the only way that we will be able to bring change, not only in our communities and in our city, but also in South Africa. And for this initiative, I really want to say thank you very much, Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian, for the great work you're doing with Clean Slate. Reintegrating ex-offenders into society by equipping them with new skills is a great initiative. J&J would like to thank you and recognize you as a 2021 local hero. Please continue the great work.
Brian Francis receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Congratulations to you. Now, before we reveal our next hero, let's hear from some of our past local hero finalists. Find out what it meant to them to be named local heroes and how it's changed their lives.
Hi everybody, I'm Elaine Brinkman from Guardians of Hope, and I was chosen as a local hero in 2017. So since I became a local hero, I must say that the community has really supported me. The awareness that it created, people didn't even know that we existed. We just started off in 2017, so it was the best boost that we could receive in that time to make sure that we get known and get the people's support. So it's been incredible.
So we were nominated 2017 as local heroes. Well, local heroes changed our life literally overnight. From really getting to know who we are as people individually, getting to know our strengths and our weaknesses. Local heroes play such an amazing role within our community because there are people out there that are really trying to bring awareness to the work that gets done within the community with no support. So local heroes really helps those people shine, and to make them shine really gives them strength to keep doing what they do every day.
Hi, my name is Una Conchinchi. I was nominated as a local hero in 2019. So when I became a local hero, I started looking at myself in a different manner, started looking at my situation in a different manner.
Since the award, we've definitely been put on the map more, and we are now seen as a legitimate project. In the past 6 months, people have also become more aware of what we do, and they value us and appreciate what we do in East London.
I must say, Daily Dispatch has really tried to help in making sure that people continuously know what Guardians of Hope does, continuously know about our project. So I can ask them anytime, listen, we're having a campaign, whatever it might be, and they will make sure that I get the publicity that I so need.
They show that in each and every person there is a hero inside them. It inspires people to do better. It inspires people to be more than what they are.
Our next speaker is Sherry Ann James, who is the editor of the Daily Dispatch. Now, Sherry Ann has worked with the Daily Dispatch for 14 years, previously as a deputy editor. She'd studied journalism at the Borders Technicon's journalism school and then went on to work at the age of 20 for the Mail and Guardian. That's no mean feat. And from there, she went on to work with an Afrikaans newspaper called Die Burger, who is based in Port Elizabeth, before she was approached or poached by the Daily Dispatch. Please join me in welcoming Sherry Ann James.
Good day, and welcome to our annual Local Heroes Award ceremony. We gather today to celebrate individuals who give so selflessly to others without the expectation of reward or recognition. Every year, the Daily Dispatch, in partnership with Johnson & Johnson, sets out to profile those who work for the betterment of their communities. This year, we featured nearly 50 heroes who had been nominated for a range of projects, from soup kitchens for the needy to educational programs for children and welfare initiatives for animals. These remarkable stories made choosing the final 12 an extremely difficult task for the judges, who deliberated over 3 sessions. Today, we finally reveal to you our local heroes for 2021, and we ask that you join us in celebrating them and the role they play in uplifting society. Of course, this event would not have been possible without the backing of our partners. We would like to thank Johnson & Johnson, SPAR, Vincent Park, Boston City Campus and Business College, and Vodacom for You for their continued support of not only the Daily Dispatch, but our Local Heroes campaign. To all our local heroes, thank you for serving your communities and having a positive impact on the lives of others.
We have a goal, and it's quite ambitious, and it's quite clear. We are the largest, most far-reaching healthcare company in the world, and we are determined to create a reality where a healthy mind, body, and environment are within reach for everyone, everywhere. We are a company driven by this purpose and guided by our credo, our moral code of values that guides our decision-making and actions. With some of the world's most iconic brands in self-care, skin health, and essential health, we help people live healthier lives every day, from their very first day through every stage of life. Our medical devices business is advancing technology to provide tools for safe and effective surgery. We're helping improve eye health across a lifetime of vision needs. We're helping people live pain-free, active, and happier lives. Our pharmaceuticals group works to treat, prevent, and cure some of the most devastating and complex diseases facing our world today. With each new discovery, we aspire to create a future where disease is a thing of the past. Johnson & Johnson is a big company, and we strive to use our size and resources to have a great impact. We are focused on the most pressing healthcare challenges around the world, wherever and whenever they emerge. We have a relentless ambition to reach the next frontier of cancer care, to continue to combat Ebola, HIV, coronavirus, and other infectious diseases. Our philanthropic efforts support those on the front line every day. The Johnson & Johnson family of companies and Johnson & Johnson Foundation partner with more than 200 organizations in 67 countries to advance the training, skills building, and leadership development of health workers, including midwives, community health workers, and nurses. We have a world-class research and development organization of nearly 6,000 scientists and engineers. Our end-to-end supply chain delivers products and services to more than 1 billion patients and consumers every day. We are constantly working to improve the safety of our products and reduce their impact on the environment. We have been caring for people since 1886, and we will continue to earn our place in hospitals and households. We're all in for the long haul. We're determined to profoundly change, to profoundly improve health and life for everyone, everywhere.
Let's introduce our next local hero. Here is Zandile Mtungata. After being rejected by her parents at the age of 9, Zandile Mtungata had made it her mission to help the youth in her community by turning her home into a safe place for children and ensuring that no one goes to bed on an empty stomach. Let's listen to her story.
My heart is very much for the kids because I grew up without a father and a mother. The project starts on 2015 when I was working at school. So there will be leftovers at schools, and there were many people in my community that are going to bed without food. And it touches me because I know how to go to bed without food because I've been there. So I go to the principal at school and ask him for the leftovers. He gave me the leftovers. So I came and dish for the parents and for the kids. At my house, I'm staying with 15 kids at my house. But I am feeding almost 300 kids. There are some challenges. I don't have a stove at the moment, and my neighbors help me to cook. There are many children who are not having parents. Their parents died at the early age. There are some difficulties at their homes. There is no love, there is no peace. So it touches me every day. My vision for the project, I don't have a house. I want a house, a big house, for everyone that is welcomed, because I know how to do not have a place to stay. So, but I want some broken people and rejected people so that I can counsel them and I can stay with them. I've been suffering ever since I was born. So it touches my heart to see people that are suffering, because I know sometimes you end up doing foolish things.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Isipo, but I will speak in behalf of Zandile Mtungata.
I am so honored to be here tonight and grateful to be the recipient of this award. It was not an easy journey. There were difficulties and obstacles on the way. Some broke me to a point that I was ready to give up, but there were some things that wouldn't let me. A big thank you to Vodacom for you. Without them, I wouldn't be here accepting this award. And also to Daily Dispatch for giving us the opportunity to tell the world about our stories and give hope to the hopeless. May the good Lord bless and shower you with your hearts and keep on giving. I thank you.
Zandile, congratulations from all of us at Vodacom for you. You're an inspiration, you're a hero in our community, and we are so glad that we can help you with 15,000 Rand towards your cause. Keep inspiring our community.
Zandile, from everybody at Vodacom for you, congratulations!
Zandile, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Our 5th Local Hero Award now goes to Georgie and Penny Dickerson. Georgie Dickerson and her daughter Penny started the Centre Horses Rescue and Rehab Centre 23 years ago to help abused and neglected horses. They spend their time feeding, grooming and bonding with 35 horses and donkeys on the farm. This is going to be a beautiful story and I can't wait to hear it.
My interest started as a kid and I worked with horses. I left school to work with horses, worked as a BHSI student. Got married, had a huge family, but always said I'd go back to my horses. I was fortunate that when I did decide to do this, both Penny and Tanya, my daughters, were very interested in horses.
We were going to start off just basically doing a business, trying to make a little bit of a living, you know, self-employed, beach rides, things like that. We were looking for horses, but obviously cheaper kind of horse because we couldn't afford these expensive, exotic, amazing animals. So we started off by, you know, going around to farms and, you know, people saying, oh, I know someone who's got a horse and they're looking for a home for it. And obviously they needed a little bit of work done to them, a bit of grooming, you know, a couple of lumps and bumps here and there. Due to doing that, we started getting more of a feel and thinking, you know what, there's actually a lot of animals out there, horses, that need a little bit of extra TLC than what people are actually giving to them.
The physical side of things is usually quite easy with nursing and care and TLC. There's a lot of work that goes into trying to bond with the animal and get the animal to trust you again, you know, because it's usually humans that have done the damage in the first place. I think our motivation is our successes. We get animals in that are just absolutely no use to anybody, or, you know, and it's a case of come and fetch it or we're going to give it a bullet. The most difficult part is Penny and I do everything ourselves. We don't have help. We can't afford help because of the situation.
When you have to say goodbye, you don't know when you have to say goodbye. But eventually you do. And every time it happens, I want to stop doing what I'm doing, but I can't. Because I want to help the next one, because I know I can.
Hi everybody, my name's Georgie. This is my daughter Penny. We're a mum and daughter team. We run Centre Horses and Rescue and Rehab Centre. We get all sorts of horses coming to us. We've been doing this for 25 years. Some unwanted horses, some abused horses, some neglected, all sorts. And we just try and bring them back to life again. Once we brought them back to life again and accepting humans as their friends rather than their enemies, we try and push them into the horse trail business, which we do beach trails at Centre, and that is a small income for the rest of the horses. We have a little logo that is horses working for horses, and that's exactly what the horses do that do the trails on the beach with tourists, and they look after the horses at home that are less fortunate. Thank you very much, and all go well.
We love horses for what they embody: freedom, spirit, adventure, perseverance and drive. In COVID times, where many of us, most of us, are totally involved with looking after ourselves and our own safety, it's humbling to know that there are people out there who look after and take care of horses. The passion to excel is part of the SPA DNA, and Georgie, you and Penny's passion for horses is something we can all take into our own lives. From humble beginnings, they have created a centre which not only cares for horses, but also creates opportunities for others to be able to ride the beautiful East London coastline. Georgie and Penny, thank you so much for what you do to our animal friends.
Congratulations. Georgie and Penny Dickerson receive a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by SPA. Our next local hero is Victoria Nkomana. Victoria Nkomana is a 74-year-old grandmother and the founder of the Mpumalanga Old Age Home, started in 2003. The old age home helps 80 vulnerable senior citizens from Alice and the surrounding villages. But apart from just giving a home to the elderly, Victoria also cooks for 300 people per day in her community. Let's listen to her inspiring story.
Loneliness in old people leads to early death. We started this project in 2003. It was after I had a Christmas party for the old people of Alice. And after then, I met some of them in town, which were impressed by the Christmas party and said they had a very beautiful day. Then I sat down and said, hey, what are they doing with other days? Then I thought, okay, this vision came that I should open a center for them. The most important thing that we do is we cook meals for the old people, for the elderly, and we've expanded now the program to other villages. We reach over 4,000 people per month, because when we go to the villages, we don't only look at the old people only, but we serve to the children as well. It really pains me, that one. When you find an old lady sitting there with nothing, telling you that the pension money has been taken by the children and she does not know where they have gone to.
Into endinika umdla ngoba ndize kaPhumalanga kukutraineka. KwaPhumalanga ininzi into esiyenzayo, njengobana ngoku sithunga ezi zinto, njengobana ngoku kukho ezi zinto, yimisebenzi yethu yakwaPhumalanga. Uthi nxa ulapha kaPhumalanga uziva wonwabile. Uthi xa ulapha kaPhumalanga ungacinge emva endlini kuba abazukulwana bayasihluthubeka nxa ulapha ke ngoku uyaphola.
If you'll see around here, there are students from Forte, the Department of Agriculture. They help us with the garden. We've got students from the social work department from Forte, where they look after the social issues of the senior citizens. There is a verse in the Bible that inspires me. You find it in the book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 9, which says, do not tire in doing good work for the people, because you will reap if you do not tire. So that verse keeps me going. I greet you all in the wonderful name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. First of all, I would like to thank the Daily Dispatch and partners for creating the platform to honor local heroes. Thank you, Ms. Debo Mokitimi, for submitting my name for nomination. I am extremely honored to be receiving such an important award. Now, I would like to thank SPA. I would like to thank you, Alan, for making this day possible for me. I thank you profusely, and may the good Lord bless you and bless your institution. Thank you very much. And this is a coincidence because even in Alice, the people who helped me mostly is Kwantu SPA. They helped me a lot. I thank them for that. Lastly, I wish to thank my family for the support and my Heavenly Father for giving me the strength to be of service to the community of Alice and Raymond Mhlaba municipality. Thank you and God bless you.
How far you go in life depends on your being tender with the young, sympathetic with the striving, compassionate with the aged, and tolerant of the weak and the strong. If ever a quote was apt for a person, the above words speak directly to you, Victoria Nkomana. No spring chicken herself, she has dedicated her retirement years towards caring for the aged, our senior citizens. One of the cornerstones of SPAR's values is serving in the communities in which we trade. Victoria, you are an angel. You embody this value. May you continue to shine your light.
Victoria Nkomana receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by SPAR. Now, before we announce our next local hero, I'd like to introduce our naming rights sponsor, Johnson & Johnson. They've been on board since the inception of the campaign in 2015. And now let's meet the site lead of Johnson & Johnson. Dean Lo Ning joined Johnson & Johnson in January 2017 after gaining valuable experience in financial roles in the automotive industry, including General Motors, Lear Corporation, and Kromberg & Schubert. His roles included technical accounting, internal controls and exports, financial planning and analysis, with a strong emphasis on business partnering throughout the manufacturing process and leading various projects for process improvements. He completed his accounting training at the Nelson Mandela University before completing his articles training in accounting with accounting firm Mazars. On the 1st of April 2021, Dean moved into the position of site leader in the East London manufacturing plant.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for making the time available to join us in celebrating the 2021 Local Heroes. I'm Dean Lo Ning, and I'm the site director for the J&J East London manufacturing plant. I've been with J&J since 2017 and recently moved into the site director role. It is an honour and a privilege to be involved in such an inspiring event. J&J, together with the Daily Dispatch, have been on this journey for the past 7 years. We have discovered in every single year there are more and more local heroes worthy of our recognition. I wish we could celebrate them all, but we are limited in the numbers that we can do in every year. Today, I'm extremely excited to share with you some of the journeys of our local heroes. By sharing these stories, we hope to inspire new stories of hope from all of you in the community. Caring for people is at the core of what we do at Johnson & Johnson. We encapsulate everything that we believe in a document called the Credo. Our Credo talks to the way that we service our customers, doctors, nurses, mothers, fathers, and any other person that uses our product. We also talk to how we treat our employees with respect and dignity. We also, through this document, encapsulate our responsibility to the community in which we operate in. A document like our Credo, as eloquently written and aspirational as it is, will only remain lip service unless we actually implement some active programs at actually developing and making a difference in our communities. Fundamentally, this is where Local Heroes plays an active role in us achieving what we aspire to do. Without Local Heroes, our task becomes a lot more difficult in delivering on our local community. And for this purpose and for this reason, we are actively supporting this initiative and will do so for as long as we can. We are proud to be associated with the Daily Dispatch in unearthing the commitment from the community themselves in finding solutions to the problems which every single person deals with on a day-to-day basis. As we live through the sharing of these stories of our phenomenal local heroes today, I ask you to listen, I ask you to engage, and I ask you to be inspired to also be the light in someone else's life.
Thank you so much, Dean. And now let's get back to announcing our final 6 local heroes and our frontline hero. Our 7th local hero is Mfuzo Daira. Mfuza Daira founded the Mfundo Boxing Camp in 1995. Today, the club has 7 coaches, 48 male and female boxers ranging from the ages of 12 to 40. Everyone training every day. Mfuza aims to teach children self-defense to help them become champions while being good citizens. Let's listen to that story.
I love boxing. When I was growing up, I used to train at Nolutando Hall. But I was never successful as a boxer. Mfuza Boxing Camp is in Grahamstown. We started in 1995. There were no boxing clubs in town at the time, and guys that were boxing before felt that there was a need for us to establish a boxing club. Since 1995, I can say we had more than 100 kids training in our gym. Because young kids come and go. There's competition, there's soccer and other codes. But there are those that have stuck with us, and they have achieved at local, district, provincial and national level. When kids come in that door, you don't know whether they're going to be interested or not, but most of them, have enjoyed boxing, and that's one thing that keeps us going. We see our numbers growing because boxing is one of the popular sports in Makhanda.
So working with Mr. Kira and same as well as other coaches, it inspired me and made me become a better man and see myself as a role model to other peers of mine, and it made me become a champion. Now I'm recognized as the 2-time Eastern Cape champion.
In the future, we would like to see our own gym fully equipped with boxing equipment. We will limit our potential. You see potential, you think twice, I'm not the right person to do it, and in the end you end up not doing it. Once you identify your project, go for it with your whole heart, and in the end you will win. I would like to thank everyone involved in this event. Daily Dispatch, SPA, thank you very much. Keep on doing what you are doing to recognize efforts by community members. I mean, without you guys, we won't be able to achieve what we have achieved. But with events like these, it will motivate us more.
Sport has the power to change the world and the power to inspire and unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to the youth in a language that they understand. Nelson Mandela's famous words have often been quoted as they're so true, and masses of people have been united through sports. But apart from the unifying strength of sport, it is also such a metaphor for life. It teaches us so much: discipline, goal setting, self-awareness, and that ability to meet people and create relationships, which is so important in today's world. While SPA's sporting focus is on women in sport, we're truly proud to be able to celebrate you, Mfuzo, and the powerful force of change that you are creating in the lives of these young boxers in Makhanda. Congratulations and well done.
Sean Thompson, a recovering drug addict, started a non-profit group, Restoration Community Movement, which helps recovering addicts with support groups and assists families with getting their loved ones into rehab centers. He also runs a successful feeding scheme in Igoli every second week, where he feeds approximately 200 people on each occasion. Let's listen to his story.
The project Restoration started out in 2013. I went off to rehab because I had a little bit of a drug issue. and I decided to change my life. So I met this group of guys, we would share ideas, we would talk at night, we would read Bible verses and all of these things. One guy asked me, what are you going to go do after this? I told him I would like to run a support group for the youngsters in the area. We put it on Facebook. There's a support group running, drug support running. Slowly, youngsters started coming in. It's basically us helping one another, encouraging one another. The feeding scheme, when lockdown kicked in, there was a lot of idle time. We couldn't have support group. Everything was happening from the phones and things like that. So I met up with a cousin of mine and her husband, and they actually had this thing running for a long time. I said to them, I would like to come and help. And they welcomed me open arms because they knew my heart for the community. Now we tapped into so much other resources that we actually feeding on a weekly basis. It was every second week. But with everybody's help, we tap into so much resources, and now we can do it every week. First we were at 100 kids. Now we're making soup for over 200 kids, but we always over cater now. Another project that we also tackle in the community, we identified dumping areas, and then we sort of formed a relationship with BCM and some of BCM's officials to help us get to clean and rehabilitate the dumping spots. We stand on close to 10 dumping spots that we have cleaned and still busy rehabilitating, and some we have rehabilitated as well. You know what really motivates us as a team? When we tackle a project, when we post a project, the messages, just the messages alone is fuel to head forward to the next project. You know, it's a day-to-day struggle, knowing where the next feeding comes from, the next petrol comes from, because we do this on a daily basis, running around trying to help out. We wanted to elevate ourselves to present our community and to present ourselves to the community. We don't have tables and things. We borrow and we run around and we just make ends meet when it comes to Wednesdays and every other day when we do special events. So a lot of our prayers has been answered by this today. Today is very special. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what is happening today. Thank you, Daily Dispatch. Thank you, Johnson & Johnson.
Thank you, Sean, on the great work you're doing addressing the problem of drug abuse in the community and all the other initiatives you're working on. Johnson & Johnson recognises this and encourages you to continue. Well done on being nominated as a 2021 Local Hero. Please continue your efforts and all the best.
Sean Thompson receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Our next local hero is Tringa Diala. Tringa Diala started the World Art Movement Project to help children develop their artistic skills at a young age. She hosted an arts festival for children in 2018 and 2019 and started a drama society that meets at the Mdantsane Art Center for rehearsals with members from various high schools in the area. Let's welcome her.
Hi everyone, my name is Tringa Diala and the name of my project is the World of Art Movement. So since I was also an artist growing up without even knowing that art is a career, I decided that I should start a child development program at Mdantsane Art Center where I was developing children in drama, poetry, music and storytelling. I got funding by Business and Arts South Africa in 2017 to launch a festival for the kids, which is called Inkubeko Yomntwana Arts Festival. And then that's when I gathered a team so that I can have artists that were going to assist me in making a success out of the festival. And then that's when World of Art came about. The project is all about introducing art as a career because we are living in a society that thinks art is just a hobby and that children with gifts are not just intelligent enough or they're not embraced enough. So the project is here to introduce art as a career and to also boost confidence from children who are growing up with skills but don't know what to do with them, especially kids living with special needs, because we tend to put them aside as not part of the community. So by introducing their skills, we're trying to put them in the spotlight and also introducing them as as normal human beings with normal skills like anybody else. The different art forms that we embrace in our project is drama, poetry, storytelling, modeling, and music. Okay, so the vision that we have for the project with my team is that we want to have our own space where we're going to serve as an art hub here in the BCM, because we see that there is no space that actually caters for art in the way that we feel kids need to be educated about art. So we need a space that will have theaters, dance studios, everything that a child needs in order for a child to be able to be equipped as much as possible in order for them to be on the field working and being sustainable career artists in the field. So we want to have a space that's going to be serving as an art hub in a disadvantaged community. What makes me happy is being able to bridge the gap, between a child and themselves, because, sometimes you don't know who you are, you don't know your abilities. So me being there to unlock their potential and making them fully aware of what they can actually do and how good they are at what they do, it brings hope to me, and it makes me feel the need to do this over and over again. All right. Firstly, Manqale Ndibulele kuQamata for the gift of life and the gift of art. I'm forever grateful to my family for the undying support. To my soul brothers, thank you so much, guys, for always being the wind beneath my wings. This is just a result of teamwork. To the schools and the parents that we're working with, thank you so much for trusting us with the kids. This is only just a beginning. And to the kids, I love you guys so much. Let's continue doing this. And most importantly, to Vincent Park, thank you so much for seeing the potential in us and investing. We are hoping that this is the beginning of a good relationship between the World of Art Movement and Vincent Park. I am honored for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, name is Joseph, the Portfolio and Center Manager for Vincent Park Shopping Center. And we're here today to recognize the work done by Tinka, who has done sterling work through her organization, the World of Art Movement, whereby the artistic abilities of young and old alike are developed. And so Tinka, we want to recognize that work that you've done, and we appreciate your efforts. In fact, it resonates quite well with Vincent Park, who are proud supporters of art. We're very proud of you. Do keep up the good work, and thank you.
Well done and congratulations, Tlingadiela. You receive a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Vincent Park. Now, before I reveal a few more of our heroes, here's some news about the 2021 Local Heroes Mandela Day project. Since 2019, Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson have teamed up on Mandela Day to support local heroes from the prior year. For the 2021 Mandela Month, Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson helped local heroes Michelle Riley and Sue Kriel. Michelle Riley is a house mother and a coordinator at Breath for Life, an organization that cares for abused and unwanted babies and helps pregnant women in crisis. Sue Kriel's project, Pet Pals, cares for neglected and abused animals. Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson donated baby food and baby products for Breath of Life and dog and cat food for Pet Pals. Have a look at the videos of the 2021 Local Heroes Mandela Month project.
Mandela Day for me means actually realizing that we are more than who we are. He had the most amazing love for everyone, especially for children, and I think to be in a position where I can almost emulate that, to be a part of something so amazing.
Mandela Day is bringing the spirit of community service, which he so stood for in his life, and there is nothing better than giving a gift to others.
Going to Breath of Life, it was the first time for me. Part of me felt a little bit emotional seeing those young kids, those young children crying, and I felt like, oh, and seeing the smile on Michelle, it made me feel wonderful, and also it made me feel like I need to continue to do more because we are honoring the legacy of Mandela.
Breath of Life is so overwhelmed by the amazing donation that we've received from Johnson & Johnson and the Daily Dispatch. These items really do make a huge difference. To someone, they might think a tin of milk or a pack of wet wipes is not really going to help, but for us, it helps amazingly.
It was wonderful to get lovely donations from the Daily Dispatch and from Johnson & Johnson. It means such a lot to us as we go through a tremendous amount of pet food a day.
Madiba's example reminds us to look beyond ourselves, to think of those less fortunate and to work towards the common good of all. So for us as a business, Mandela Day is an ideal opportunity to reach out and support those who are making a real difference in our communities every day.
Mandela Day is important to Johnson & Johnson because it speaks directly to our credo, which states that we are responsible for the communities in which we operate. We are privileged to work with the Daily Dispatch once again and to honour two of our prior local heroes, those being Michelle Riley at Breath of Life and Sue Creel from Pet Pals. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it sometimes falls upon a generation to make a difference. Let us be that generation. Let us make that change. Let us stand up for the people who cannot speak for themselves.
Wow, that was amazing work done for Mandela Day by everyone involved. And now we're ready to reveal our final 3 local heroes and our frontline hero. So, our next local hero is Thabisa Loliwe. Thabisa Loliwe built a support organization, the Tilo Foundation, for neglected and struggling children in Tsolonga, the epicenter of declining state school education. For almost 5 years, the foundation have been on the go to help thousands of pupils with essential school goods, including new uniforms, shoes, and their families with food, in fact. Listen to her story.
The bit that moves me, that touches me the most, is to see a child that is hungry for education, but there is nothing that motivates them from where they're coming from. The main purpose of Tilo Foundation is to supply uniforms, school uniforms for children, for all children, because especially children that are coming from poor backgrounds, because what we are trying to do is to make sure that children are always looking forward to come to school because they look the same, they have the school uniform, they look like the other children. It hasn't been easy because I didn't have school shoes then, but I had to do something. Then I started with these afternoon classes, and then I'll bring a meal. And then as time goes, I could see that there's a need. The need is dire. You'll find children that would take that meal that they got at 10 a.m. and be their last meal of the day. Then it's when I came up with providing groceries from their schools. Since we started in 2016, I think we have reached over 1,000 children. We also do academic awards, I have to mention that, which inspire children. If then a child has done well, it has to be an overall top achiever. A child's name will be engraved in a revolving trophy. It inspires children. It makes them want to be seen and be remembered for their hard work.
When Tilo Foundation came to our school, I was very lucky because I came from a very poor family and background, and that's why she bought us uniform so that I can be confident around other children and all look the same.
In the next 5 years, I'm hoping that all the schools, especially primary schools in Tsolonga, we are able to adopt all of them. The bit that moves me, that touches me the most, is to see a child that is hungry for education, but there is nothing that motivates them from where they're coming from. The least that we can do at school is to give that child hope and make sure that they reach their goals. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the host, Daily Dispatch, and the sponsors, Johnson & Johnson, and Boston City Campus and City College. Such events serve as a great motivation for people like us, and we really appreciate what we are doing. As the founder of Tilo Foundation, I feel honored to be nominated amongst the selfless philanthropists in our province. It is such a humbling experience to see the works of our foundation being recognized and chosen amongst a pool of other 50 entrants and reaching this level of the awards. Doing something that you are passionate about does not feel like work. I am an empathical person who strives to make an impactful change in other people's lives without expecting any rewards. I am truly honored and humbled by this recognition and wish to express my gratitude to the organizers of the awards for giving us inspiration to work more for the betterment of our future generation. I thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm so thrilled to be back here again with 2021 Local Heroes with the Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson. My name is Penny Whitfield from Boston City Campus, East London. Tabisa, what I really love about your foundation is the fact that you help the underprivileged. And I feel so passionate about that because we see all children from different walks of life walk through Boston's doors. And particularly the fact that you were a corporate lady and you've chosen to come back to your grassroots. I think it's awesome. And for that, I would like to offer you, or maybe you could choose a particular matric student to come and do a short learning program with us in our Succeed course campaign. So Tabisa, once again, thank you.
Congratulations, Tabisa. You receive a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Boston City Campus and Business College. Now, our next local hero is Ludumo Salimani. Ludumo Salimani started a crime forum on WhatsApp in 2008. He was motivated to start these forums after the death of his brother Zuko in 2002 and then the death of his son Andisa Jr. in 2013. They were both stabbed at the same time of day on the same street. His forum has more than 190 members focusing on burglary cases, muggings and thefts through community patrols. Let's listen to his story.
It started in 2008. The incident that happened is that a 14-year-old boy was shot and killed for a cell phone coming from the library. Personally, I felt I had to do something. I mobilized the youth and I mobilized most of the guys in my community, the community that I'm residing at. It's a community-based project. We are dealing with crime. So basically we started to have patrols. We started patrols and we started by being visible. And we had some WhatsApp groups. It was about informing the incident, the crime incidents, then we were responding to those. It was working wonders because we managed to arrest crime incidents in Kombo Town, which is the area that I'm residing at. The project that I started in Kombo, I had to spread it through to Tangen village. Someone will be the victim of crime. He will go and open a case. He will say, so-and-so has taken my plasma. That so-and-so will deny. The police will take him in. They will take him in, he will be arrested. Then 2 days later, he's out. Then the plasma is lost. For instance, most of these things are being sold in these drug dens. So we go there and we call the police to assist us. If they're not coming, we go there and we take the plasmas back to their owners. It was well received by the community, well received. Even up to today, we've got their 100% support.
The Duncan Village Community Policing Forum contribution has been significant to the community. They have single-handedly prevented crime in this area. His work in this community has been significant. As we face a crumbling police service, the Duncan Village Police Forum has been at the forefront of preventing crime in this area and apprehending suspects when the police have not been able to do so.
What inspires me is helping those people, helping the victims of crime. It inspires me. I want to give a special thanks to the sponsors, the Vincent Park, Johnson & Johnson, SPAR, Boston, and the organizers Daily Dispatch. Without them recognizing what we are doing, we wouldn't be here today. The community that is actually supportive of our contributions, our ideas, I would like to say thank you very much for everything they've been doing. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. Thanks.
Crime affects all of us. Every single community in South Africa, rich or poor, they are affected by crime. Today we want to recognize the work done by Ludumo for his crime-fighting initiatives and activities that he has initiated in Duncan Village, as well as Gompo Town, which has seen remarkable results in fighting crime. Thank you so much, Ludumo, and all the very best. Thanks for working alongside with the authorities, South African Police Services, as well as the crime intelligence agencies to bust crime and to eradicate crime from our communities. And we appreciate your efforts. Thank you so much, Ludumo. Do enjoy the donation from Vincent Park. Thank you.
Loduma Salamani receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Vincent Park. Our final local hero is Temi Makefungana. Temi Makefungana started the Chinsa East Drop-In Centre 7 years ago, cooking from her own home and delivering food to children in the village on weekends and over school holidays. Today, the project has a centre in the village where children have a dedicated homework space and they receive a cooked meal every day. Here's her story.
What moved my heart to do this is because there are a lot of kids. We have also alcoholic parents, so there's no one to cook for them. So that moved my heart because I see the struggle of some of parents are unemployed. The Chinsa East Drop-In Centre started in 2014. I used to work as a visitors information center. So there were kids that would come and ask me for food. So I started to approach the single individuals and also the local businesses to come and help. And then we started cooking Saturday and Sunday during the school days. And then when it's school holiday, we cook every day. And then we get more people involved. So in 2018, we started to cook every day. And then we're able to do after school homework programs. At the moment, we feed up to 100 kids a day. But it depends. Sometimes we feed up to 80, 60. So it's less or up to 100. From the beginning, when we started, we received some negative. I would say about 50% were negative, 50% was supporting. They say we tried this and then it didn't work, so it's also not going to work for you. The thing that makes us succeed is the passion. And then when you trust in God, this is my calling. This is what I want to do.
And engakungabi nabo kwabazali akho umuntu ungisupportayo and ke ngidafumana uNtemi wanisupporta. UNtemi udlala njengathi ngumzali wami kum and dabulela ngalonto leyo. I appreciate for that and asazi ngichafe ngimchafisa. So if I'm done to school now ngiyafuna unceda abanye abantwana balapho.
The thing that makes me smile is to see it growing. Because in 2014, we never thought that we're going to be here, where we are today. So to see the smile of those kids each and every day, and then to see them that they go to high school, they are no longer coming to the soup kitchen, and then they are grown up, and then they are better adults. First of all, I would like to thank God that has chosen me to run the Chinsa East Drop-In Centre. And secondly, I would like to thank Ellen from SPAR for choosing me to be one of the people that are going to receive award from SPAR. I am so happy and I'm grateful because I never received anything in my life. And also, I would also thank each and everyone that has helped us. Those that have been there from the start of 2014, even today. I really appreciate you. And I will also thank the Daily Dispatch for starting this project of choosing the local heroes to go up there to those villages that have the road that are very dusty and see what the people are doing. So I'm very happy and I'm honored to be one of the nominees today to receive an award. I really appreciate everything. May God continue to bless each and everyone, even the Daily Dispatch, even everyone that has been working, and giving back is the most important thing.
From the humble beginnings of a small soup kitchen, Temi has grown her drop-in centre to become a haven for youth, for where they can eat, where they can study, and they can learn skills to grow themselves. One of the keys to the success of SPA's success has been its ability to build a family of entrepreneurs who serve in their communities. Thank you, Temi, for everything that you are doing for our youth.
Congratulations to Temi Makefungana. You receive a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by SPA. Now everyone, those are our top 12 local heroes for 2021. But we have one last announcement, the recipient of the Johnson & Johnson Frontline Hero Award. Daily Dispatch and Johnson & Johnson started this award in 2020 with the aim to highlight the work particularly of people in the health sector who are on the front line of fighting the pandemic on behalf of their communities. Daily Dispatch asked readers to nominate people in their communities. Nominees could work in any industry and in any job or profession where their primary responsibility was to serve. Here's the story of the 2021 Johnson & Johnson Frontline Hero.
I think there's always hope, and one should always have hope, no matter what happens in your life. Never stop having hope for the future. My name is Jackie Osmond, and I'm the director of Masitete Counseling Services. Masitete started out as Lifeline 36 years ago. That was in 1985. And 6 years ago, we had a name change. And we've also added a lot of other programs to the organization. When we started out, we were first telephone counseling and gradually added face-to-face counseling. Then we also did a lot of HIV counseling and testing. These days, we've got counselors in about 30 schools, assisting learners in schools. We also got 3 satellite offices, one in King Williamstown, one in Danzani, and one in Gompo. And of course, the main centre is in Southernwood. Well, before COVID, most people would come here with family problems, depression, and also gender-based violence. Since COVID, it has highlighted a lot of more social problems, and in particular gender-based violence, anxiety, and depression. We find that gender-based violence has increased dramatically, so about 1 in 3 women are affected by gender-based violence. Anxiety, especially amongst young people, you find that young people are very social, and now they're unable to continue being social and going out with their friends. Everybody's world has shrunken, and people are spending a lot of time at home, also battling with anxiety, depression, and other mental health challenges. I think child abuse really affects me and everybody else. You know, seeing children being neglected or abused. Sometimes children have no one, you know, that they can turn to. And quite often they will come here and they will tell us their stories. We do a lot of play therapy with children, and we assist them to tell their stories. Our approach is we like to work with the parent. You know, the child is unable to change the environment. If there's gender-based violence or anything happening at home, the child can't change that, but the parent can change it. So I think if people can have a safe place where they can come and talk about their hurts and what is happening in their lives, I think that would be that must continue for another 36 years at least. Okay, Masitete Counseling Services is an organization that offers confidential and free counseling to those who have been abused, depressed, suicidal, lonely, angry, and misunderstood. We have been serving the residents of the BCM area for over 36 years and have counselled more than 480,000 people. I'm truly grateful to our sponsor, Johnson & Johnson, as well as the Daily Dispatch and everyone else who has been involved and who made this event possible. I'd also like to thank our friends, the Friends of Masitete, as well as the staff and the volunteers for 36 years of dedicated service to the BCM community.
We live in a world where gender-based violence is a major problem globally, which we all need to address. I thank you, Jackie, for the great work you're doing in the field of mental well-being and personal wellness with a focus on gender-based violence. Johnson & Johnson would like to recognise you as the 2021 Frontline Hero. Thank you for the great work you're doing, and please continue.
Oh, what a story. Well done, and congratulations, Jacqueline Osmond, for being the light when there was so much darkness around us and in our communities. Jacqueline receives a 15,000 Rand cash prize sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. Oh, this has been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed this event. Thank you so much for everyone who joined us as we revealed the top 12 local heroes for 2021 and our frontline hero. Thank you so much to all the sponsors who came on board and made this event possible, including Johnson & Johnson, SPAR, Vincent Park, Vodacom for You, Boston City Campus, and Business College. Congratulations to our top 12 local heroes for 2021 and our phenomenal frontline hero. You have inspired us all, so keep up the good work and continue to be the light wherever you go. From me, Jerry Elston, it's been a pleasure joining you for this event. And now let's take a final look at our 2021 heroes.